The Prince and Princess of Wales spend the day in Birmingham. Queen Letizia of Spain attends a closing ceremony in Madrid. And Hereditary Grand Duke Guillaume of Luxembourg shows off his cooking skills in Luxembourg City. All this and much more coming up next on your Royal Daily News. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Alexandra, and this is your Royal Daily News for April 20th, 2023. In Luxembourg City, His Royal Highness Hereditary Grand Duke Guillaume of Luxembourg spent the morning in the kitchens at the Luxembourg School of Hospitality and Tourism, cooking delicious dishes with refugees enrolled at the prestigious school. According to the Corps Grand Ducal, the students were proud to show Hereditary Grand Duke how to prepare their traditional dishes from their home countries. At the end of the morning, the students, teachers, and the Hereditary Grand Duke sat down at the table to eat the delicious dishes they prepared. In the afternoon, the Hereditary Grand Duke, accompanied by the Luxembourg Minister for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises, Mr. Lex Dels, visited the Marbrerie Bertrand in Munsbach. Established in 1902 as a stone workshop by Henri Bertrand, the Marbrerie Bertrand is now, quote, one of Luxembourg's leading stone manufacturers. Today, the third and fourth generations of the Bertrand family are leading the company, end quote. The purpose of today's visit was to learn more about the company and its daily operations. Meanwhile, His Majesty King Willem-Alexander of the Netherlands visited the Holst Center and Photon Delta at the high-tech campus Eindhoven, where he, quote, gained insight into the value chain of integrated photonics in the Netherlands and Europe from various perspectives, end quote. This emerging chip technology, photonics, is accelerating thanks to a 1.1 billion euro program led by Photon Delta. The day began at the Holst Center, where His Majesty the King was given a tour of the laboratory and attended various demonstrations of application of photonics in various sectors. Representatives from various companies, including Signify, Effect Photonics, Delta Diagnostics, and Quix Quantum, explained the different stages in the value chain. During today's visit, the focus was on, quote, the applications that help to solve society's critical challenges, end quote. Thereafter, His Majesty the King visited Photon Delta. Whilst there, he attended a roundtable discussion that covered various topics such as industrialization, application technology, and European cooperation. Last evening, in Rotterdam, Their Majesties King Willem-Alexander and Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, accompanied by Her Royal Highness Princess Beatrix of the Netherlands, Her Royal Highness Princess Catharina Amalia, Princess of Oranje, Her Royal Highness Princess Ariane of the Netherlands, and Her Royal Highness Princess Laurentien of the Netherlands, attended the King's Day concert held at the Rotterdam Ahoy. According to RVD, last evening's concert featured artists such as Davina Michel, Sabrina Stark, Loes Luca, Gerard Cox, and the Rotterdam Philharmonic Orchestra. In Madrid, Her Majesty Queen Letizia of Spain, accompanied by the Spanish Minister of Defense, Ms. Margarita Robles, presided over the closing ceremony of the Centenario de la Primera Área Evacuación Médica en España, held at the Cuatro Vientos Air Base. According to the Spanish Royal Court, during today's ceremony, Her Majesty the Queen and attendees watched a, quote, presentation on the history and the capabilities of the medical transport from its origins to the current missions of this unit, end quote. Thereafter, Her Majesty the Queen viewed an exhibition about the history of the first medical evacuations and watched as the 803rd Squadron of the 48th Wing carry out an SAR demonstration. In Monacoville, His Serene Highness Prince Albert II of Monaco attended the inauguration of the photo exhibition entitled Monaco, Dolce Family at 500, held inside the grand apartments at the Palais Princier. The exhibition, held in connection with the centenary celebrations of the birth of Rainier III of Monaco, showcases 30 images photographed in the Principality and Liguria by famed photographer Mr. Julian Spywak. Monaco, Dolce Family at 500 will be open to the public beginning on May 31st through August 20th at the Palais Princier. Meanwhile, Their Majesties King Carl Gustaf and Queen Sylvia of Sweden visited Blekinge County and the capital of Karlskrona on the occasion of His Majesty's Golden Jubilee year. Throughout the year 2023, Their Majesties will visit all 21 counties in celebration of His Majesty the King's 50 years on the throne and the 500th anniversary of the election of King Gustav Vasa as the King of Sweden. And I just said that, but that's okay. We'll move on. Upon their arrival at Karlskrona, Their Majesties were warmly welcomed by the governor, Ulrika Messing, and her husband, Torsten Jansen. Soon, Their Majesties, the governor and her husband, arrived at the Blekinge Museum. Whilst inside the museum, Their Majesties viewed an exhibition created by students from the local school in collaboration with the museum about Sweden's history. Their Majesties also viewed the photo exhibition entitled 50 Years on the Throne, through the eyes of the Blekinges. The exhibition showcases photographs from Their Majesties' previous visits to the county. In the afternoon, Their Majesties arrived at Admiralty Park, where they were received by the chairman of the municipal board, Peter Grimvall. Whilst in the park, Their Majesties were treated to a musical performance by students from the Culture School. After the performance, His Majesty the King planted an oak tree. 20 minutes later, Their Majesties walked to the town square, where they met with the local people. 20 minutes later, again, Their Majesties arrived at Frederick's Church. Whilst there, they were treated to another musical performance. Prior to the performance, His Majesty the King gave a speech stating, quote, "Here in Blekinge, you really have everything you could wish for. Deep forests, coastal scenery with a fantastic archipelago, and many lakes. As if this were not enough, you also have the world heritage of the military city of Karlskrona. This residential town is a fine example of how a place can develop over the centuries. The city is not only a piece of incomparable cultural heritage, but a living and important component of Swedish business life and Swedish defense. With the current security situation in Europe, the military city has also taken on a renewed importance." End quote. By now, everyone was hungry, and thankfully, it was lunchtime. So, Their Majesties attended a luncheon hosted by the governor at her residence. The day ended at Brewery Mountain, which overlooks the beautiful city of Karlskrona. Meanwhile, Their Royal Highnesses Crown Princess Victoria and Prince Daniel of Sweden attended Day 2 of the 2023 ORE Business Forum held at the Cooper Hill Mountain Lodge. Known as a Nordic counterpart to the World Economic Forum in Davos, the 3-day business forum has become one of Sweden's most popular arenas for innovators, entrepreneurs, investors, decision makers, and top politicians. The forum is a unique business opportunity for those who seek business growth, inspiration, and networking. Whilst at the forum, the Crown Princess couple attended several panel discussions and participated in a roundtable luncheon meeting. In the afternoon, the Crown Princess couple visited the new wool power factory in Östersund. In London, Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal presided over an investiture ceremony at Buckingham Palace. During the ceremony, the Princess Royal presented comedian broadcaster Mr. Frank Skinner with an MBE for his services to entertainment. And finally, Their Royal Highnesses the Prince and Princess of Wales spent the day in Birmingham to celebrate the city's diverse culture and heritage and meet future leaders in the creative industries. Per Buckingham Palace, quote, "The Prince and Princess of Wales started the day by celebrating Birmingham's rich Asian culture with a visit to the Indian Streetery, an authentic family-run independent Indian restaurant based in the city's center. The Indian Streetery is run by the Sharma family, led by head chef and mum, Meena, who came up with the original version to bring real Indian street food to the streets of Birmingham. The restaurant, which opened in 2017, serves up a combination of authentic Indian street food, the Sharma family's favorites, and British Asian fusion dishes. Their Royal Highnesses met the Sharma family and staff at the venue to hear about the history of the restaurant before meeting former students from the University College Birmingham who have trained at the restaurant. Their Royal Highnesses then hosted a future leaders and local business owners from Birmingham's creative industry sector at an event at the Rectory, a dynamic venue overlooking the city's historic jewelry quarter. Birmingham is home to a thriving community industry sector, which features a vast array of creative trades, from the historic artisan jewelry sector to innovative cutting-edge filmmaking and gaming. The Rectory sits on the edge of the jewelry quarter, and we already know that, a hub for the artistic businesses in the city which produces up to 40% of all jewelry made in the UK. The Rectory was opened 5 years ago and is an established pub and restaurant with a rich history spanning back decades. The day finished with the Prince and Princess of Wales meeting members of the public." End quote. And there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow on Friday, April 21st, with all the latest royal news. Until then, I wish you all a wonderful evening and a great day tomorrow. And also, I'd like to apologize for the background noise. My neighbor, my sweet, sweet foreign neighbor from Canada, who lives down here in the tropics where I live, and I'm not going to say exactly where I live, but I live in the beautiful tropics, decided at 6 o'clock at night to do construction. So you hear a lot of sawing in the background, and I'm sorry about that. No offense to Canadians, I love you guys, but my neighbor, he's sweet, but he's driving me crazy. Anyways, again, I wish you all a wonderful evening and a great day tomorrow, and I will see you all again tomorrow. Bye-bye.